Okay, so this is where we're standing, this is where we left off. So here's my rig. The top hose is the fuel supply, the bottom hose is the fuel return. So what I ended up getting is a weight gainer powder container, and I drilled some holes. The pump is inside. This is the fuel feed. I just added this little nozzle here to return. So this hose goes connected here, and then this one goes there. Then I got the two power. This is positive, this is negative. Obviously I'm gonna fill it with fuel. So Keem actually told me that he did the same setup on his car, so it should work. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a battery in it in the front, and I'm gonna see if there's even power going to it, how everything goes. So the battery, see, and heating seems to be turning on. Here are a couple of clicks, some relays going off. So all I need to do is have some fuel and power to the fuel pump, and we should be good to go. Alright, so we got fuel, got the fuel pump, battery's connected. Now it's a question, do we have enough juice to actually crank it and run the fuel pump at the same time. This battery's kind of old, but let's get the fuel pump going. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There it goes. So clutch in. Kind of started there, but I smell a little bit of fuel, so I'm gonna quit right now. It's actually been 2 days since I started to crank the car and it didn't go. I really think I need that fuel pump controller on the rear, which unfortunately I do not have. On the meantime, what I've been doing is trying to configure a bunch of stuff and getting familiarized with the car. So this is how it looks like right now. Started taking some stuff out and started just labeling a bunch of stuff so I know where everything goes. And the reason why I haven't made a video is because this stuff is really boring, guys. This is how I've been basically studying and trying to figure out the wiring harnesses. And here's where they cut this stuff for the rear. You see all these little flags that you see here? Those are all the cables I have figured out so far, and I still got about this much to figure out. We also have this one in here. It's my lovely multimeter. And we have this one in here. And then this one in here. So here's the ECU. He's trying to find continuity. The computer actually requires some feedback from the fuel pump, and I don't have that. So one thing I realized though, this here is something really nice. If you look at the old one, got this from my junkyard, it's the same connector. So good for Subaru, they kept the same junk over the years. This is just the switch to move the mirrors to the side, so I don't have to figure that out. See how nice it is when you have a connector, you kind of figure out what it is. So another thing I picked up on the junkyard is a rear wiring harness. So that's how it looks like outside of the car. And what I did when I got home, I went ahead and I labeled every single one before I forget where they go. So now I know where each connector goes, and I could go to this little nice handy connector in here and figure out which wire goes to which plug, right? Now, I thought this was lazy, but I think it's just plain stupid. the person that cut the wires in the clip, I thought they were just lazy. But in reality, if you see this connector right here, right, they cut right here. Honestly, it would have been easier to just unplug these 3 little guys, right, instead of freaking cutting here. So what you see here is right here. I don't get it, guys. It's just the only way I could figure that out is just plain stupidity. So I'm gonna be doing wiring for a little bit. Gonna try to see if I could fool the computer to get it going and actually get some signal, get this thing fired up. So if you don't hear from me, it's because I'm doing boring stuff. No one likes to see this stuff. Anyways, I'll keep you guys posted. So fast forward 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes, and everything is figured out. I know I spent 50 bucks on this harness from the junkyard, but first of all, having these OEM connectors are awesome and they're worth the money. And second of all, my time alone is worth the money. It was so easy to just look at the colors and follow the harness connectors and figure out where everything was. Everything is labeled right now. There's like 3 wires that are not, and I'm pretty sure those wires are for the fuel pump controller, since this harness came out of a natural aspirated car, so it doesn't have one. But it was so much easier to have the wiring harness. It's totally worth it. I think what's next is for me to just try to scavenge some parts and get them in here so I could fire up this clip. Hopefully that will happen soon. So maybe a few days.